It is a good day, everybody. How's it going? Texas Man here, back with another video. I hope that you guys are all having a wonderful day. Something that's been getting me through a lot of the dark years here has been energy drinks, specifically things that are that are no sugar. And one of my favorites that I've been drinking in the past 6 months has been Gorilla Mind. If you guys are interested, you guys can find this. A lot of them you can find at BP gas stations. Some other gas stations do have them as well. Speedway and 7-Eleven sometimes will have them. Just depends on what area you live in. And they've got a ton of awesome flavors. This one is Licorice Bomb. They also have things like Kiwi Lime. They've got Arctic Blast. They've got like 5 cherry black flavors. They've got just a slew. One of my favorites that I was drinking recently was Orange Cream. And it's pretty good. It only has about 0 to 5 calories per can, depending on what flavor you have. And it's really healthy for you. So it gives you amplified focus, enhanced memory, increased productivity, elevated mental clarity, and there are no sugars and no artificial colors. But like I said, there are some calories, as to be expected from most energy drinks. But it's not super ridiculously high like Red Bull or Monster. So if you guys are wanting to, check this out. It's really great. But in this video, now that we've got that over with, I wanted to talk about something that I'm happy to talk about, but I'm worried about. And that is, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people will agree with me. Now, if you don't, that's fine. But I think a lot of people will agree with me that the age of woke is finally over. But that doesn't mean movies, shows, music, and other forms of entertainment are going to do a gigantic course correction and we're going to go back to like 2010. We are entering now an age of slop. The late 90s and early 2000s, where creativity went to die. And I think creativity for the next 5 to 10 years for movies, shows, video games, music, any sort of entertainment, creativity is going to be. Now, you might be thinking, well, if it's woke, then it was already not entertaining. Woke was slop. I want to differentiate between the fact that woke and slop, 2 different pillars, 2 different columns, 2 different ideals of what studios and other things think we as consumers want from our products, what we want from our franchises, what we want from creativity. Woke and slop, yeah, they don't make it where creativity can thrive. But I think we're leaving the age of woke disasters behind and we're entering an age of slop. What I mean by that is I don't think we're going to be we might get a couple more because it's just the timing of things. You know, movies, they do take a year or so to write, to get a director, get a producer, get edited and whatnot before it hits your screen, before it hits your eyeballs, whether that's in movie theaters or at home. I think we might get a couple more woke-like movies, but I think for the majority of 2025 moving forward, we're going to be entering an age of slop, at least for another 5 years, if not 10. And what I mean by that is movies that are safe, similar, familiar, a lot of prequels, a lot of sequels, and a lot of live action reboots, retellings, adaptations that just tell the exact same story that you saw 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago and doesn't change anything. All it does is give it a fresh coat of paint for the new generation. Because, the new generation likes new and shiny things, and they don't want to watch something that's old and ancient like their parents had to watch. It'll be a generational thing where they're like, ooh, it's new and shiny, even though it's not. We are leaving behind the age of woke. So some ideas and concepts and films of woke versus slop I want to get into. So woke movies, like the recent Snow White film, that's completely woke. It's pushing DEI, it's pushing political messaging, it's trying to tick boxes off and make a certain 0.000000001% of the entire Earth's population happy, instead of giving us a good, wholesome, classic Disney adventure princess movie that we all know and love. Live action Little Mermaid. Race swapped Ariel. Okay, that is woke. If you don't like it, too bad. That is what it is. It was a race swap, and they did it intentionally. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny ruined Indiana Jones as a character. Made him weak. He got overshowered by Girl Boss. That is woke. Okay? Anyone remember Lightyear? And the two female astronauts kissing? That's woke. That's under the category woke, okay? Lightyear himself's not woke. He himself is not gay. But they pushed that into that movie. How about Jurassic World 3? What was Jurassic World 3 called? Dominion. Thank you. That movie's woke. And I hate saying that as much as I love the Jurassic Park franchise. But that movie was woke. They've spent a lot of time on an unnecessary black woman who is gay. And she's in love with an airplane. Rewatch the movie if you don't believe me. Okay? Those are just a couple of movies. Okay? I don't want this video to last for like an hour. I could go down an entire list of woke films that have come out in the past 10 plus years. But I think we're leaving that type of crap behind, and we're entering now an age of slop. So, like I said earlier, slop is like prequels, sequels, and fresh coat of paint on things that we've already seen, but younger audiences that are 10, 15 years old haven't seen and they don't want to watch. Things like, and these are movies that are confirmed to be coming out in the next 5 years or so. Frozen 3. Dear God. Don't get me wrong, I like Frozen and I like Frozen 2. But do we really need another one? I get they're doing the whole, we need to make a trilogy to conclude the story and characters, but I'm like, to me, Frozen 2 kind of ended everything on a high note. How are they going to top that? Okay? If it's 90 minutes of, hey, Kristoff and Anna get married, and then there's some sort of cataclysmic event that happens, and they've got to go get Elsa to help them stop the final bad guy, I'm going to be like, oh God. Watch Once Upon a Time, please. Toy Story 5. Who the hell is excited for that? That movie's going to be... That movie is slop. Toy Story 3 wrapped up a great trilogy. Toy Story 4 was just icing on top of the icing of the cake. Okay? You wrapped everything up in a beautiful way. It sent our characters off to go and do their own adventures. And it allows our imagination as human beings and as fans of the franchise to come up with their own ideas of what they would do next. We don't need a movie or a show to tell us everything. Allow our own creativity to roam free and allow us to come up with our own stuff. Some other slop that is coming very soon. Jurassic World 4 Rebirth. More dinosaurs, please. More dinosaurs, please. Yay! Woohoo! Oh, God. It really hurts me to say this. As a fan of the Jurassic Park franchise, Do we really need a 7th one already? I get they're trying to push. I understand Universal's trying to push, hey, come to our theme park and come see the rides and dinosaurs there. Here's the thing. They're not real. So, yeah, that's more slop. Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Who the hell is excited for that? Those movies are going to be slop fest just because they're not been built up to, unlike Avengers Infinity War or Endgame. Okay? Zootopia 2 is coming out later this year. Who cares? Ilo, or Ilo, however you want to pronounce that animated space adventure film. It looks like Mars Needs Moms ripoff. If you've never seen Mars Needs Moms, watch that movie. You can watch it on Disney Plus, also get it on DVD and Blu-ray. But that's what this Ilo movie looks like. We also got Ice Age 6 coming out. Who cares? We've got Avatar 3 coming out later this December. We also know that James Cameron has confirmed he's going to be doing at least Avatar 4 and 5. We even got a Fantastic Four movie coming out later this year. Fantastic Four 4. First Steps. I hate to break to you, I've never liked the Fantastic Four at all. I've never liked them, especially the third one. The third one was an abomination. Literally. But those are just some of the movies that we're going to be getting in this age of slop. Now, you compare the movies that I listed earlier in terms of the age of woke versus the age of slop. Which one sounds better? Clearly, age of slop, it sounds better. But it is... There's no creativity. Now, there might be good movies, but I don't think they're going to be great. I don't think they're going to be excellent. I don't think they're going to be crowd pleasers. I don't think they're going to be 8, 9, 10s that I want to give them. I think a lot of these movies that we're going to be getting in the next 5 to 10 years, they're going to be either very safe, familiar, similar. They're going to be generic. They're going to be uninspired. They're going to be lazily written for a quick cash grab. And I doubt any of these movies are going to make $1 billion. Now, I might be saying, I know I'm probably saying that out loud, and I'm probably going to be wrong. This video right there is probably not going to age well. But people are speaking with their wallets. You can just look at how much the live-action Snow White movie made. Not a lot of people are watching it. Not a lot of people watched it. I'm curious how many people are going to watch it when it comes out on the Disney Plus, if anybody. Me and myself, I've banned myself from ever wanting to watch that because I think the original is good on its own and doesn't need an adaptation to add or subtract from it. But we are entering an age of slop. And it's kind of sad. So, just get ready for, even though we've won the battle against woke, we haven't won the battle for the lack of creativity within story writing. And we need that. We need people to write stories that are creative, that are fresh, that are innovative, that are new, that are bold, that go beyond telling stories trying to resemble the chaos and the destructive nature of this world. We need hopeful movies. We need uplifting movies like the early days of the Star Trek franchise. We need hope. We need optimism. We need a good versus evil battle and not this moral gray mud that a lot of people like to dip into. We need good guys, bad guys, have the good guys with clear motivations, have the bad guys with good motivations. That's what made the original Star Wars trilogy that George Lucas created so believable and entertaining. Okay? Obviously, it was based on World War II, where you had the Nazis/Galactic Empire fighting the rebellion, aka the European resistance, until the Allies showed up. That's what that whole trilogy is based on. Okay? And by the way, I personally believe this, but I think the Death Star was, the nuclear bombs that got dropped on Japan. There's so much allegory and so much references, but it's done in a way that it's not. It's subtle enough that, like, unless you really want to pick it out and nitpick every little detail out, you can just watch it and enjoy it. Seriously, think about this for a moment. Go back, whether it's to the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and yes, the 90s, the early 90s. And then, like, the 2010s. There's some good diamonds in the rough in the 2010s. But go back to watching movies that came out during that time. And compare that to stuff that has been coming out ever since 2018. Compare that stuff to the stuff that we've been getting for, like, the last 7 years. And look at the difference between not just the quality, but the purpose behind those movies. Quality, yeah, can have an effect on somebody enjoying a movie, granted. But what was the purpose of the movie? Was it to push a certain message? Was it meant to push DEI? Was it meant to be, hey, this political group is wrong, this political group is right? Or was it trying to be entertaining? The age of woke was not entertaining. The age of slop that we're going to be entering into now is not going to be entertaining. It's going to be interesting to see how they can keep the wheel spinning going on in the entertainment industry, even though they're not coming up with anything fresh and innovative, really. Now, granted, there are going to be some diamonds in the rough. I grant you that. But for the most part, it's going to be... And something that I've realized as somebody who loves movies and TV shows, I haven't really been buying a lot of new movies and shows. Like, I'm planning to watch all of Farscape and review that for you guys here on the channel. I'm planning to watch all of 24 for the very first time and review that for you guys. I like going back and rewatching Lost from the early 2000s. Love that show. Or Once Upon a Time. And I love binge watching all 6 of the Star Wars movies, episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And the Clone Wars, all 7 seasons. But you'll never catch me watching Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, or The Rise of Palpatine on a regular basis. I might do it with somebody who's never seen them, just to be like, hey, this is how you make bad movies and annihilate your franchise because you annihilate storylines or don't have any. This is how you just make stuff up as you're making a movie because characters don't matter, I guess, when it came to making those films. We're entering an age of slop, so just get ready, be prepared, and know that when a good movie comes out, when a diamond in the rough comes out, like Sonic 3, I can't wait to get that movie and add that to my collection. Buy it because it's going to go away soon. So that's going to do it for this video. I know it was a little longer than expected. It was for me, but I wanted to get this off my chest and make a big video on it because a lot of people have been asking me about it. So here you go. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. Look forward to more awesome content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.